Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, and this is MLB 16, the show, and this is the Kansas City Royals franchise Royal Court Insider. This is episode 18, as we're going to take a look at the month of October, and the season has officially wrapped up. As we're going to go ahead and take a look here, so there's the current standings right now at the league, at least what's going on around the league. There you got the Angels going against the Rays, and then you got Boston and Toronto playing against each other. Of course, they have that series going on, and the winner of that series will face us in the American League Divisional Series. So there you see Kansas City first place with 116-46. Then you, of course, the Tigers, White Sox, Indians, and Twins there in that division. So we pretty much, as expected, dominated the division. They're in American League East. There you see the Rays and Toronto there. Rays getting the division, and Toronto and the Red Sox fighting for the wild card spot. And again, winner of that round, of the wild card round, that one-game playoff there, will face us in the divisional round coming up. So we'll see here that the wild card there, like I mentioned, those two teams coming out of the East. There's three teams out of the East coming into these playoffs, and they'll be battling there for that wild card spot there. Like I said, play us there in KC for the first two games. Then, of course, the Braves win their division. There you see the Cardinals win theirs in the Central, along with the Pirates winning one of the two spots there in the wild card there in the National League. I believe the other spot goes to the, I believe it's the Dodgers. We'll see here. Yeah, Dodgers there. And then, of course, the Padres win that division. They're out west, so they'll have a spot there. And either the Dodgers or Pirates, depending on who wins between those two teams will face each other, and then they'll face the I believe the Braves there for the divisional round. So it looks like a pretty good first divisional games here. As for awards, we got most valuable player. There you see King Felix, 22-5 for the year, with 340 strikeouts, ERA just at 2.35. So a good year for him, as he does win the most valuable player. Also, Cy Young there for King Felix also just did a great job there. Wasn't sure how he was going to fit in Kansas City after that trade and whatnot that we made with Seattle, but he has fit in very nicely. Ben Zobrist there, he has a batting title there, wins that one away from Miguel Cabrera, who's won it 2 years in a row. And so now a KC guy has now won it. So congrats to Ben Zobrist. 370, 29 home runs, and a little over 50 RBIs there for the year. Brennan Shipley, yes, indeed. Yeah, 15-5 for the year for him. 2.37 ERA, 229 strikeouts there. He is a Rookie of the Year for the American League. And then Hank Award goes to Miguel Cabrera. And then you see just some of the other guys here with the other awards, with some Golden Gloves. I believe a Royal did not get one, as there's some guys there that came up and were mentioned, but you got a lot of Orioles players here. You see winning that one. Hopefully next year we'll be able to win some. You see Manny Machado, of course. Now he's won it out 3 years in a row here. But there you see J.J. Hardy, who's also won it 3 in a row. So no Golden Gloves here this year, but that's something we have to work on for next year. You see Michael Brinley of the Indians winning that for the left fielder position. And go ahead and go to some other spots here. Center field there, you see Mike Trout, and then you see Carlos Beltran. Adam Lynn, Silver Slugger Award there. Congratulations to him, as Kendra Morales won it last year for us. This year, Lynn wins it, so nice job on that one. And you see Salvi wins a Silver Slugger there. He's definitely one of the best top catchers out there with the good bat. Miguel Cabrera wins it, third year in a row for him, or second year in a row for him actually. You see Robinson Cano wins it for the second base position. Third base is Josh Donaldson there for the A's, and then Russell Addison there you see for the Rays, and then Arcelia for the Twins. Now for us, outfield Silver Slugger, there you see Alex Gordon got one, so nice job for him. Now we're going to move on to the MVP awards there, and the awards for National League there. You guys take a look here. Strasburg winning both of those, the MVP and the Cy Young. Joey Votto got the batting title there. But yeah, I mean, just some pretty good names here. Amongst a lot of these players here, and rightfully so. So congrats to everyone who won an award or who were at least mentioned. But yeah, for us, I think that's something we hopefully can find here next year. Is find some, get that defensive help there that we need, so we can bring home some Gold Gloves there for us. We got the batting titles, we got the batting going for us, but we just got to get the defense strengthened as we go along here, and hopefully that's one thing we need to work on here as we go to the second half of this baseball season. Is the playoffs. We just need to play a better, crisp, and tighter defensive, and really protect the plate there when pitching. Just make some good pitches. Bullpen needs to really come out and just really step up and really come in and just pitch a lights out type of game. When we have the lead needs to maintain. Bullpen needs to maintain the lead and keep the lead where it's at. And then also to the guys there, position players, of course, just need to keep working at it and just play some, help out the pitcher. If a ball's in play, make sure you play some defense here that the ball doesn't get, if it's in the field, make the double play or the ground out and make a crisp pass to whoever you're throwing to. So the little things that you don't really think of, or I'm trying to think of the proper word that I'm trying to describe this as, but just the little things in the game become magnified. I mean, just some of the root stuff you've been doing all season long that you take advantage of becomes your problem. It's something that that could easily just turn a game upside down, and to the point where it just it's not doesn't help us out. It causes more harm than it is helping us. So that the small routine things that a lot of teams just don't do, we need to do and take care of that going into this playoff. So we'll see here in a bit who will be playing here for the first round. Either be Toronto or Boston. They'll have to come to Kansas City for the first two games of that series, and of course we would like to get this series over with as quickly as we can. So try to take the first two at home, and then just kind of go into Toronto and take the first the first game there in Toronto, which would be Game 3, and win that one, and just kind of have that extra time off for a lot of guys' arms to rest, especially these young guys will be starting, because we'll have two rookies. And I don't know any. I think this might be a first in Major League Baseball that there will be two rookies back to back pitching in a playoff game. I don't think that's ever been seen or done in Major League Baseball. But that is something that we'll have to worry about here coming down the line, because Shipley, the lineup has changed up some. Shipley will be now a day 3 starter, and I believe I think Butler will be a day 5 guy. So, or yeah, either day 5 or day 4. So we'll, like I said, we'll have to adjust to that and try to see what we can do to make sure that we can get those guys ready to go here. And of course, we got some veteran players there that who have been in the playoffs before, and and guys that are just need that extra day or two off to get themselves bodies. They've been banged up, and of course all the players have been banged up because playing 162 games is not easy at all. But having that time off there between divisional series, between the divisional series and the championship series, would help us out. So, the quicker we can get these games in, and the quicker we can get them out, and not play, and that's another thing too. I just don't want to get stuck into, marathons of games. Playing, going to the 10th, 11th, and 12th innings. We got to kind of just take the lead and run with it, and make sure that we keep the game or the lead that we have at either keep it where it's at or extend it. And there will be, I will say, there will be a lot more players that will be involved here. We got a couple of the players from the minor leagues there, part of our playoff roster there, that will be a part of this run here this season. So, like I said, we're gonna look at a lot of different things. I think Dozier, Hunter Dozier, he will be. I think he's one of the players there that we have been looking at for this season to help us out here a lot. As we're, he's going to come in pitch hit situations or pinch run situations. So, like I said, we've got a good roster here. I think we're going to really benefit us as we go through the course of the playoffs. So, but like I said, with our one problem that we do have, and that is Vargas going to be out for a while there. Of course, we've seen some numbers there from him just not too long ago there here in the video, but he is going to be a guy that it's going to be hard to replace. He's got that veteran presence. He is with the ball club as we are, playing these games like that. But having him in the dugout is nice, but just not. But having him not on the field there, it changes a lot of things. So guys that can eat up innings like Duffy and Felix and I would even say Shipley there, who's been doing a good job there of going beyond 7 innings in a ball game. That's going to be really something that we're going to have to really not necessarily pressing on them, but they just got to really do a good job there, and just take their time and press on. Butler, we're going to try to extend him. I think a lot of games I've had him go either try to get him 5 quality innings, try to get him a quality start, which is by textbook is 5 innings, and then we've also the last couple weeks here, a couple starts there, he's been making some pushes going to 6 and 7 innings. He's had a couple complete games this year, but I've tried to limit it so we can use him and stretch him out a little bit more here in the playoffs. That will still be the plan, but yeah, for the most part here, I mean, Butler's gonna be a guy that we're gonna kind of have to watch along with some other with Lackey. He's another guy too that even though he does have that veteran presence and he's been around in playoff games and has playoff success, again, he's still a guy that we're just we'll be watching his pitch count and making sure that if he gets his first sign of trouble, that bullpen will come in and help. And our bullpen should be nice because our bullpen hasn't been used as much this past like it would be compared to other teams. But with any, I mean, any team's bullpen can be tricky because if you don't get enough time on the field, you don't get that experience. But at the same time, you're with not being out on the field as much, you're still kind of fresh. Those arms are still kind of, kind of almost mid-season form, so they're not as worn out, but they're not also not as tired also. So kind of that middle balance there for our bullpen right now. That, at least that's from my perspective for this season for us is it's to me, I think it's a good thing. So yeah, it should be like I said, a great series here coming up. Like I said, we got either Toronto or Boston coming up. And if you guys will, of course, you've been looking at the numbers here as I've been talking here. I think we should have a good favorite. I think we're the heavy favorites right now going into the playoffs here, and especially guys like Butler. There, you see 17-7 for the year. These guys are just been beasts on the mound, and I think they'll continue being that way as we go into this second season here of this current year, and we'll see how that goes here as we go along here, and play against some really good teams here. Last season here on the Royals franchise, it was Atlanta. Atlanta again is one of those teams that again are heavy favorites going to the second half, as they got a well-brought team to put out together, and we'll see if we have to meet them down the road once again, because last year they pretty much got swept pretty quick. It was quick, 4 games there, and not much for much Atlanta could do there. So Kansas City was just too dominant, too quick, and we were able to take advantage of that and just really kind of put what we were doing there out there and showing people what we were all about all season long. But Atlanta, I think, would like to change that. Of course, too, you got the Dodgers and the Padres there, and they could be one of those dark horse teams coming out of the National League. And then also, too, you got the Cards, and then, of course, the Pirates there also being looked upon. Really, National League, I think it really truly could be anybody's ball game. That I think I would say that out of that National League, I would say Atlanta, and then possibly I would say the Dodgers would be second there, and then the Cards I would say would be another one of the favorites there. So we'll see how that goes. For us, like I said, we're the heavy favorites out of the American League. And then I would say probably somewhere behind there is probably the Angels. Angels got a really good ball club. I believe if I was looking at there before this video, I was looking at some stats there, and Mike Trout, he's just on fire right now, and that's kind of a team that especially a guy like that who is a lightning rod for that ball club. A lot of bad things can happen to us if we face them in the next round. If we do make it out of the next round, it's not a guarantee that we're going to get out of this round, because Toronto have a really good baseball club there. They don't have, of course, this is before the tour whiskey trade and stuff like that, because he's not on that roster. But the moves they've made and the push that they are making right now, they have a good chance there to be something special. Same thing with Boston. Like I said, first round is not going to be a walk in the park at all for us, because it could be a slugfest going all the way down to the final 5th game of the divisional series. And for us, I mean, that's going to be it's going to be something. So I'm honestly, I'm looking forward to the divisional round in regards to who we play, because I know both us and whoever the other team is, they're gonna pull out everything they can, pull out all the weapons that that team has for their arsenal, and really put on a good show. So. But I'm hoping, like I said, we're dream wise, I'm hoping it will be 3 games, but I'm hoping that we can maybe end it in 4. Hopefully win the first 2 games at home, and then if we do lose a game, it'll probably be game 3 there, and then try to win game 4 to kind of wrap up the series, divisional series here. But now as we go along here, we're looking at some numbers here when it comes to different categories in the game, and there you see just Royals there, and a lot of the areas here we're just in the top 10, doing well, and like we have been all season long, just doing a great job and putting up those numbers that we need to put up, and showing why we're the one of the perennial teams here in Major League Baseball. But yeah, we'll just look here and just kind of see what this is all about. But yeah, I would say definitely this year, like I said, it's been a fun year. We had a lot of great teams doing a lot of cool, I shouldn't say great teams, great players here doing a lot of stuff. We of course had King Felix. We had a perfect game. Going in the first month of the season, or going into the second month of the season, or something like that. Against his former team. So I thought that was great. Seeing that being done, and them winning that game and getting the perfect game. Also too, we've seen some great pitching performances, really, from our 2 players that we got from the Rule 5 draft, that being Shipley and Butler. And just taking those 2 players and really just getting them to the status that they've been in. Of course, I think one of them went to the All-Star game, and then just with the batting that we had Alex Gordon had a great year, and a healthy year at that. Also, too, you have one of our top veterans. Omar, who is just, I think this year he'll probably be his year, that if we can win a World Series here, I think he'll probably end up calling it quits. He's put together a great overall resume, and definitely a candidate. He should be a candidate for for the Hall of Fame in years to come. What else? Adam Lynn. I mean, surprisingly enough, one of the biggest free agents signings that we had coming in, and him coming in and stepping up and putting on oh man, I'm almost at loss at words for it. I mean, just a great performance he's put up. I mean, 47 home runs, and just coming up as a cleanup guy. For us, coming out of Milwaukee. Just a great performance with him. Of course, we did make some trades. We got rid of Michael Morse, and we traded him, and I believe Escobar to the Padres, and that's how we got Marcus. And Jade and Jace. Jace has been playing pretty well here. He's had a couple at bats here since his trade, but nothing to really impact anything. But he has been hitting well, and we'll hopefully see more of him. I think it's Jace Peterson. He'll be involved in a lot more as we go into the playoffs and stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, we got a lot of those younger guys that we're gonna try to get in there early and get in those situations there where we can bring them to the ball game defensively, and to do some hopefully some damage here. So, but there you see Jason Vargas there. Like I said, broken forearm. He's out for the rest of the year. It says he has 35 days left on that thing, but I mean, to be realistic, there's no way of him coming back in time for the playoffs. He's just we'll have to chalk it up as a just as a loss, and hopefully he can come back healthier next season. But like I said, like I've been mentioning, I've already mentioned some players here, but here's some more players that have been doing really good here. Take a look at some of their numbers here as we end this season. Eric Hosmer there had a really good start there, just back coming alive there and hitting home runs. In those first, I think I want to say the first 2 weeks there, he was hitting home run, home run or two a game, and then kind of dissipated and kind of slowed down as we got to close to the All-Star game. He had a little bit of a slump there, but then recently just started coming back. So came back at the right time. Got his bat fired up and ready to go. Like I said, Alex Gordon, of course, he's had troubles with just being able to stay on the field and play enough games for this season, and he does so this year. He is healthy, and he is doing excellent as a 5-hole guy in the 5th hole there in the lineup, really supporting Adam Lynn, getting some really good pitches there for a while there. He was doing a good job there, just be able to pound the ball out of the ballpark and getting hit the pitches that they wasn't sending to Lynn. If Lynn was getting pitches, Alex was right behind him. Ben Zobrist, another good pickup that we got over the off season, and him be able to play pretty much any position that we need him to play. Second, first, third, short, outfield. I mean, wherever we needed, any guy that needed a day off, he was right there, and that's one of those utility players I love seeing, and hopefully we can get in years to come. Omar Infante there, like I said, hopefully Omar will be able to retire here. I don't want to see him retire at all. He is 33 years of age. He can still play another. He can still play another. I would almost say another 8 more years or so. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be shocked or anything that if he does decide to retire out this season. Adam Lynn, again, like I said, I would say one of the best pickups I think for this franchise. I think I've done picking him up and just have him because I wasn't for sure where exactly we was gonna put him at. Because I was going to move Hosmer to our DH position, and then I was going to bring up a guy to play first. But then I was like, Adam, he's played first before, and he's also can help us out in the outfield, and that's kind of what we need right now because we need some outfielders because some of our younger guys are just not ready to be called up to the majors yet. So I was like, okay, we'll put Lynn there, and we'll put him in as a DH, and then occasionally he'll play out and right, and then give some time there into left field when Alex needs some time off or if something happens to Alex. But yeah, he's been a great pickup as a DH, and I'm very thankful for him being a part of this ball club. Excuse me. And also then looking at pitching here, we got King Felix. What can I say? This was a shot in the dark here. Even though we do got a big contract with him, I think we still have another 3 years or 4 years, something like that, with him on his contract from the Seattle Mariners. But I was really surprised that the Seattle was wanting to get rid of him, and I'm thinking right now they're probably kicking themselves because he's had a perfect game against them, and then he won the MVP and the Cy Young. So yeah, it's I think it was a trade that they were thinking like, oh, okay, he's not gonna do so well. Which he was doing well there in Seattle, but I don't know what they were thinking. It was a fair trade. I did one of those trade finders, and his name was popped up, so we did made a trade and made it happen. Danny Duffy, right there. You see 20-7 for the year. Definitely our ace there. I think if we didn't get King, if we didn't get Felix, then I think he would be Duffy would be definitely our guy, being the ace for our ball club. But we'll go ahead and see Brendan Shipley. there. And then, of course, like I said, having a great year with him. There's his record there, 15-game winner for him. And just a great kid, talking to him and just getting to know him and the way he pitches, and just having a great year. And then, like I said, we went ahead and promote him to a third-day starter. So it'll be Felix, and then of course Duffy, and then him. He'll be in Game 3 of that series. He'll be pitching the first game there in Toronto when we play in Game 3. Rosario there, coming out of the bullpen there, definitely one of our MVPs there in the bullpen. Great job of just being able to hold on to the lead there. And also just some good pitching, man. I mean, look at that. He has a four-seam, that curveball, the changeup, and that changeup, man. It's nasty. If you guys have seen the videos, him pitching, coming in to pitch and stuff like that, when he's having a good day and he's in to be able to come in there and do what he does with that changeup and that curveball, I mean, it's dirty. So, like I said, another great player there that's been really one of our key players there for our bullpen. And, of course, this guy, one of the veterans of the bullpen there, Wade Davis. Davis really put up some numbers, just like he did in real life this season. There's a couple games we've had some issues with him, kind of getting in trouble, and needing some extra help. But a couple of games there, last couple of games he's been in, he's been actually doing really good, getting himself out of danger, or avoiding situations like having a runner in scoring position and getting scored upon there. So that's been nice. And then of course Gray Hall in there, one of our the top closers in the game, having a great year here with him. And hopefully next season we'll be able to. I can't remember if we have to re-sign him or not, but he is definitely one of the key guys in the bullpen that we'll have to try to make some room here and make some space there, and try to sign him and keep him in there. So there you see the lineup there. Excuse me. As we go and getting close to wrap up this video here, Felix, Duffy, Shipley, Lackey, and then Butler there are going to be your starters. But again, like I said, Jeremy Guthrie, he's still in the clubhouse with us. We've been trying to find ways we can trade him, but I think now, of course, it's way past trade deadline and stuff like that. I think, like I said, that veteran presence there, we can have him come in if Lackey or Butler, confidence are not there one day, and we just bring in Guthrie and just kind of help out, or come in maybe in the 6th or 7th inning and kind of pitch a couple innings there so we can bridge him over to the depending on what the situation is with the closer there. But there you see the lineup there, and the lineup will be changing somewhat. I believe Kane will be actually brought. I think Kane will be somewhere in the top. I think he'll be a 2 guy in the playoffs. Zubros will probably start off, and then Hosmer, and then DH will either be Lynn, or it might be Hosmer. Hosmer might play DH for a couple of games, or like I said, Hunter Dozier will probably come out, and we would try to expose him a little bit more, get him in there in his position as a DH, and help out those guys there, and depending on what the situation is during the series. So there you see, as we go ahead and advance here, we will be playing Toronto. I think the cat was already in the bag already. I think I've already said that they did win. But my bad, spoiler alert, I guess I should have said that. But yeah, Toronto will be the team that we'll be facing, as they won the one-game playoff there against the Boston Red Sox. On the other side, you got Pittsburgh winning that game, and they'll take on Atlanta So they'll have to go to Atlanta for that game. The other series there in the National League Divisional Series would be St. Louis and San Diego. And then for the other American League Divisional Series, it would be Tampa Bay hosting the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. So, like I said, some really great teams here. Now we just got to play some baseball here. And you guys will see the first two games. We'll have the first two games coming up in the next episode. We'll highlight those two games and what we did there. Then there may be kind of a breakdown video talking about those first two games coming up. After that one, probably another Royals Core Insiders kind of wrapping up, talk about those two games, the stats and stuff like that, and then we'll get to games 3 and 4 and 5 if necessary. If it gets to that point where we have to play the last two games there of that series. So stay tuned for those videos here coming up as we are getting the playoffs, and it's gonna be a dogfight. Can't wait. It should be a lot of fun taking on Toronto. And I think in the next video will actually be episode 19. We'll talk about more about the battle between us and Toronto, and I'll have to kind of break down those numbers there of who I think we've won the series overall with them. But we'll take a look at that and see how we compare against Toronto in this first round or this divisional round matchup. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video of the World Core Insider, hit that like button. Also, don't forget to hit that sub button and subscribe for more MLB 16, the show, Kansas City Royals franchise here on ESGNet. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you guys can also follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Links are down below in the description. And I will see you guys next time.